He scored nearly 50 Champions League goals already. He's 24 years old. He scored 52 in 53 in his first season, and he won the treble. And
That's
people
why
are
I'm
saying he's overrated. What planet are football fans living on?
I think my son, who is 9 years old, would maybe have got 15 to 20 goals in that
Oh
season.
my God, man.
I just think it's
I might have
built.
a nervous breakdown.
Man City letting Cole Palmer leave is a bigger fumble than Chelsea letting Kevin De Bruyne leave.
I think you have to base it, just let me sway you if you want. I think you have to base it on Palmer hasn't done anything yet. In terms, he hasn't won a trophy yet with Chelsea.
You're swaying me. You're swaying me. I think this is going to be pretty decent.
Do you think Palmer will, when he retires, and De Bruyne's retired at that point 10 years prior to that, obviously, will Palmer have a better legacy as a footballer, more trophies, higher level than De Bruyne? Because I think there's an argument he could do.
There's an argument. I haven't got a crystal ball just yet, but I know what I'm seeing with Cole Palmer, and it is a faster rise than what I saw with Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne is ridiculous. He's a machine.
Yeah.
But he also happened to play under the best manager, maybe one of the best teams the Premier League's ever seen.
Yeah.
And he was a standout player in that. Quality. I love Kevin De Bruyne. Big loss because it's come back to bite us. He scores at the Bridge pretty much every time he plays there. But I'm only disagreeing on the fact that this is Cole Palmer's first couple of seasons. Cole Palmer is going to be ridiculous. He'll win a Premier League.
Who with?
Chelsea.
What year? 2030s?
No, I think
we're halfway through the decade now.
25, 26.
You're not winning it this season.
25, 26.
You spent nearly £2 billion. You're not winning it this season. That's a fact. Right? You're behind some massive.
Are you
clubs.
winning it this season?
Yeah, but we've won 4 in a row. You've never won 4 in a row, by the way. We've won 4 in a row.
We've won 2 in a row.
I think next season we'll win the league more than you. More likely. I think Arsenal ahead of you next season. Liverpool ahead of you next season. Mate, you're not even top 5 to win it next season.
You haven't even got the personnel. You've got no one.
What am I doing sat here?
Win the league with what players? You've got no one. They're all old. They're all gone.
Yeah, but
the manager's just got divorced, mate. It's gone.
Rodri's back next season. January, you've already signed a couple of players.
We all know what the ACLs are like.
In.
We're not getting the same Rodri. We'll get Rod back.
We don't know. Van Dijk came back from ACL. Van Dijk came back. Look how good he is from an ACL. I think Palmer's more likely to go to a bigger club than Chelsea and actually try and win something himself. That's what I think will happen. So if we talk about, if he wants to achieve what he wants to achieve, it won't be at Chelsea.
As soon as you won that Champions League, you lot grew a bit. Before then, you were nice, well-behaved players and a good team with a decent fan base. Ever since you won it, you've just become a load of It's just like, and let's be totally honest. I've been a because I won my Champions League in 2012. Then I won it again in 2021.
Yeah, of course,
And look, I know what it feels like. You know, I should have had another one as well.
Yeah, De Bruyne won a Champions League, of course. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had to come to City to win that Champions League. You know, left Chelsea for that, went to Wolfsburg for a bit, came to City, won a treble, domestic treble, 100-point season. Things that Chelsea have never done in their 112-year history.
Erling Haaland is overrated.
Oh God, what's happening today? I don't get it, man.
Big question.
Well, it's not fair.
You shouldn't have gone that far over there. You know it. Should be here.
Please,
you know it.
Please. He's scored nearly 50 Champions League goals already. He's 24 years old. He scored 52 in 53 in his first season, and he won the treble.
That's
and people
why
are saying he's overrated. What planet are football fans living on?
No,
it's actually sad.
The problem with overrated,
you're saying he's overrated?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Why is he overrated?
People rate him as the greatest thing ever out there.
I don't know if they do. Who says that? I don't
Everyone.
say that.
They think when you bought Haaland, everyone was certain he would come and dominate, and he did.
He did.
But I think my son, who is 9 years old, would maybe have got 15 to 20 goals in that season.
Oh my God, man.
I just think it's
built. I
built.
have a nervous breakdown here.
I just think it's built.
It depends what you're saying.
The striker, obviously, you have to be able to get there, and you have to have that nous and to know how to be there. Of course. But what I'm saying is, for someone like you, Buvey, who understands the beautiful game, the beauty. Now let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Because that isn't a beautiful player. He's a machine.
He's not.
And he's always in the right place at the right time.
I'm not sat here telling you, mate, oh, he's better than Drogba, he's better than Shevchenko, he's better than even someone like Thierry Henry. I'm never saying that in a million years. But when he came in, he was rated as the best young striker in world football. So all he can do. He's in his own era. And he's top 3 strikers in the world. There aren't many. But if you come in and score 50 plus goals and win a treble, and then you've got people like Roy Keane saying you're a League 2 footballer. And with all due respect to you, saying your son could score, 10, 15, 20 goals in that City side.
10 to 12.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Honestly, it's actually disrespectful to the work he puts in as a footballer. Yes, he's got no aesthetic quality on some level because you watch him, you think he's a bit of a bully. But if you score 50 plus goals, it makes you, in your era, a bit of a genius striker. Yeah. It does.
Haaland's world class. Yeah. I'm just saying he's overrated. That's all I'm saying.
He's not overrated.
He is.
He's rated. What I'm saying, I'm not saying he's the best striker in the history of football. What I'm saying, I'm strongly disagreeing because people say he's overrated. He's just fairly rated as the top 3 strikers in world football right now and a generational talent.
He's great at what he does, and he is a fantastic footballer. But for me, he is overrated. I don't think he is even the best striker in the Premier League.
Who's better than him?
Isak.
I don't think.
You believed it. You're going to have to come up with a good line
until Isak scores goals against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-final to get City to win our first ever European Cup. You can't say Isak doing it against sides in the League Cup. With all due respect,
I just think better. I'm not saying he will achieve more. I just think better.
Oh, come on.
Chelsea will never win a treble.
Nah, that's impossible. That's impossible.
How far off the edge can I put the pint? I don't want to spill anything for you lot.
What treble?
Oh, here we go.
You're treble.
Conference League, League Cup, Community Shield.
What treble?
So what year are you going to win a treble then? Be honest. You need to win the Premier League first. You've not done that in nearly a decade.
We'll do that in the next 2 years. You know it.
What, the Premier League?
Yeah.
Be honest.
It's done.
It's done?
Couple centre-backs and a goalkeeper
It's
away.
done. Can't you beat Bournemouth? Can't you beat Fulham?
Maturity. We can beat them. We just
We
missed
can.
our chances. We
No,
should
you
be
can't.
4-0 up
You
at
didn't beat
half-time
them. You didn't
against
beat
all of
them.
them.
So what?
It's happened to you just a few weeks back. You should have been
We're
4-0
only a
up
few points
every
off you.
game.
We've had a 20-year poor run of form, and we're still basically going to finish above you. That's embarrassing for you lot.
But do you know what's more embarrassing? You guys have lost the ability to lose well.
English football, it's been around 150 years. Association football. There's been 2 trebles in it. One is a Man United one, the most famous, always will be, the first 1999. The one that City won, I think, is very close in terms of the quality of how it happened. Beating Man United in the FA Cup final, getting past Liverpool in the league, and Arsenal in the league, unbelievable. Chelsea won't do it. If we need to go for 100 more years, you won't do it in 100 years.
I think we'll do it in the next 5.
5 years treble. Oh, come on, man.
I really do. I just don't think maybe you don't see what's happening there at Chelsea. Maybe you can't see.
We got a rubbish keeper. He can't defend. You got a manager that's completely scared of making substitutions. Cole Palmer won't be there.
Everyone's learning. Learning on the job.
Draw against Bournemouth.
Look, just a few weeks ago, we were in this title race. It seemed,
a few weeks ago.
Everyone was scared.
We're behind Newcastle now.
We're kids. Wait till we're adults.
That's what I'm saying. We're in 2025. The 2020s, you'll win maybe 1 league title, maybe. The treble, 2056. Will ladbible still be about at that point?
You need a lot of luck to win a treble.
SPORTbible. SPORTbible won't be about. Honestly, no one will be about then. Honestly, God.
Oh, I don't know. I have a lot of faith in SPORTbible. And I also have a lot of...
You can come again.
How long are we going to be doing this?
I think Chelsea will do the treble. I think we could do even a quadruple, genuinely.
Oh, for God's sake.
What's a League Cup? Just had the League.
Prime Drogba was better than Prime Agüero.
I do have to disagree.
This is a tough one for me.
It's hard.
Because I have Agüero as the best striker the Premier League's ever seen. I think he was ridiculous. But I've seen what this guy has done when he needed to.
In finals.
In big moments where we need something, where it seems impossible.
Yeah.
He does it. But he's also done one.
I wish I could sit here and say he won the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? He scored a goal in the Champions League final, and obviously he played against you lot in Portugal in the Champions League finals 2021, got 5 minutes, which I think is one of the biggest mistakes Guardiola ever made.
Yeah.
Because he actually scored a few goals around that time. Obviously went to Barcelona after that. I think as a technical striker, he could carry the ball better. I think he was actually more of a lethal finisher than Drogba. Drogba could be a little bit wasteful. Yeah. It's just however you look at football. If the question's about in a Champions League final, I'd actually move my pint here. I would.
Yeah.
But if it's like for a season,
I agree. I actually agree. I'm keeping my cup there, but I agree with that. I think over the 90 minutes and over a season, Agüero is ridiculous. Yeah. I think he is, for me, better than Henry, better than Suarez had that one season. But I think that is the best Premier League striker I've seen. This is
big game player, big game striker.
The biggest player. Yeah. I think this is the biggest player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Bigger than Ronaldo. I think that is the biggest player I've ever seen.
It's hard to score in finals. You talked about Henry. Henry never scored in a final.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Agüero scored in the League Cup final against Arsenal. Didn't score in an FA Cup final, I don't think, and didn't score in the Champions League final. It's hard to... That header against Bayern Munich.
It's ridiculous.
I rewatched it the other day on Twitter. I couldn't believe the power.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Come on, man.
It's romantic. Then to win to score the final penalty in your last kick for the club.
Gives me shivers on some level. It was a crazy game, man. What a game.
And that moment as well, since we're doing compliments, when the Agüero...
I've never seen anything like
I jumped around like I was a City fan. So it was just... These are two big moments.
Big game players.
We have to back our men.
100%.
It's all a bit nice, guys.
Yeah.
Chelsea's 04-05 team was better than City's Centurion side.
Now, I'm going on this side of the table, yeah? Because I personally think that 04-05 team is the most destructive team to ever play football.
Destructive?
Ever. Yes.
You parked the bus. How's that destructive?
Just for that.
No, I'm being a bit cheeky with that. You didn't park the bus. You were far better than that. Of course you were. But that's by definition, we're talking about the Premier League side. City got more points in the league season than Chelsea ever did. By definition, that makes us a better side in Premier League history.
Look, we don't rant and rave about when we got 95 points, when we conceded 15 goals in a whole year.
That was amazing. That'll never be broken. That's an entirely different record. I think that record's better than the Invincible record.
That is how you win a league. You concede 15 goals, you get 95 points, and you give no one else a chance. And the team that were invincible the year before were 12 points behind us.
It's crazy.
I'm not a man for stats. I'll be totally honest. I prefer to be naked. Don't like bikinis. But when you look at those stats, that is for me a team that you were beat in the tunnel. You had,
I agree with that.
The best you leave with is a draw.
But it's however you see football, innit? Because if you're saying, let's say the Centurions were in the tunnel against that 04 side, the mental side of it with Mourinho, you'd win. But on the pitch, if it's just about systems, I don't think you touch the ball. And I know your defence was fantastic, but the way City kept the ball, the way City scored more goals than ever been seen before in the history of the Premier League, won the League Cup as well. It was absolutely outrageous that season.
Beautiful football.
It was outrageous.
It was beautiful football. It was gorgeous football. Lovely to watch.
Yeah.
Very effective.
But the goals. What's harder to do? Stop conceding goals or scoring goals?
I think it's harder to stop conceding.
No. That's why strikers go £100 million.
Absolute athletes. There's how many chances are there a game? How many shots on goal?
It's easier to park the bus. That's why lesser sides do low blocks to try and keep themselves in the game. It's harder to score 30 goals a season.
We weren't playing with a low block.
At points you were.
We were the best team in the league. We would go like that as a team.
You go 1-0 up against Bolton and you'd go like that. You sit on the edge of your box. I remember.
What does that say? What does that say about our team?
Hypothetically, if both teams played each other in their primes, who wins?
I think it's pretty obvious, just based on this. Like Guardiola is the greatest manager, arguably in the history of football, arguably. And I think if it was a Champions League final, prime Chelsea versus prime Man City that we're talking about, so I think City would win 4 or 5-0.
Impossible.
You wouldn't touch the ball.
You would have it over 2 legs, and maybe I'll give you guys a chance. We're forgetting. We're talking about polar opposites here.
Yeah.
The team that cannot be beat and cannot be scored past, and the team that all they know how to do is score.
How about you just move to agree, and we move on to the next question? Just move down a little bit. Get closer to the.
That's the best.
Closer.
It's the best team I've seen play football. Yeah,
parking the bus.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Predictions?
3-0 City.
I think we are gonna beat you 3-2. I think it'll be a high-scoring game.
I think it'll be high scoring.
3-0's not.
Yeah, but 3 for us. High scoring for us. Cheers, mate. I enjoyed that.
But Kane's unbelievable, because when you say something against Kane, everyone thinks you're hating on Kane. We're not hating on Kane. He's amazing.
No, and also he wears air-cooled memory foam.
What's the slogan?
Why use your hands when you can just slip it in?